Welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/the Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the track when we unite and spit. This is an A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you watch your A game. A made no rain from the track.
Let's talk some free agency news.
Yeah.
I have not wanted to talk about this person in a long time because I was sick of this woman. But Mercedes Mone, it appears to be, she's finally got a deal. This note comes from Fightful Select, and I guess it's co-written by Fightful or co-broken by Fightful and Andrew Zarian. Andrew Zarian broke the story in GIF form. That's what he typically does. But
that's what he does.
Yeah, it says AEW founder Tony Khan fueled speculation on Wednesday when it was announced that he'd have an announcement on the February 7 episode of
as
AEW
Tony
Dynamite.
Khan does. I have an announcement to make next week. That's what Tony.
Yes,
that's a Tony move.
Yeah. Well, no one will confirm. It was implied that it was related to the impending appearance of Mercedes Mone in AEW. However, we're not told that her signing would be outright mentioned as a part of the rumored announcement. I don't think the announcement is Mercedes Mone, but Mercedes Mone is likely debuting in March after Revolution. It appears Andrew Zarian was on Twitter saying that she's actually got a contract and that she's coming in. So finally. Now, I still won't believe it until she shows up, but it looks like she's in AEW. Yeah.
Got to show up. That's big for AEW. The most important question I have is, are they going to get a new theme song for her, or is that god-awful New Japan song that Mone going to just come back? Because it's so bad. It sounds like Crisscross. It's so bad.
She licensed that music herself. Like, she paid to have that done. That's and I like it, if the song is good, that's a good move. Like, that's what Nick Nemeth did. Matt Cardona did that. Like, because you can get Downstate to make you a song anything. For like, they will. If you just give them like a Jack in the Box gift card, they'll, all right, let's get in the studio. Let's do it. So, and they do pretty good. And they do pretty good theme songs, like for wrestling themes. So they do Cody's theme. And so they own the rights to that music. They license it from the band. I think that's what Mercedes Mone did. So, I hope she doesn't come up with the theme song. I think that she is. You said this is a big deal, but last time we talked about her, we also talked about how she was not a big deal in New Japan and that she did not move numbers and that she ultimately I don't want to say a bomb. I don't think a bomb is the correct, but she ended up getting hurt. She did one show that actually performed pretty well, but when they went right back to that town without her, they did just as well. So in San Jose. So it really depends on how they promote her, and if they promote her as if she's a big deal, she might be able to come in and move numbers. But if they don't, I think we're looking at a lot like nothing changes.
I think it's different. I don't think she moved a lot for New Japan, but also New Japan is not great at selling tickets, especially last year. This year they've been doing better selling tickets in the US.
Chicago. Yeah,
they're kicking ass here in Chicago, man. You put Moxley on top here, people are gonna go, oh, I'm gonna go. Like, that's just we love good wrestling here, and we haven't had a show in a while, so I think we're a little hungry again. A non-WWE show, I should say. I think it's really gonna come down to, are they gonna treat her like a star? And if they treat her like a star for what they're paying her, they better treat her like a star. Like, and this is, you got to tell us what's going on. She picked us over them. Right? Yeah. You have to, now is the time you have to seize on that, right? You have, she's the biggest women's free agent star in the world. She is. You have to sit there and say, well, she chose us and look what's going on over there. Like, you have to play this up like the biggest win that you have. You have to. And I think it could be a big deal. I don't think she's going to make huge numbers, but at the same time, they're struggling to sell, not in all markets, they're really struggling to sell tickets in some of these markets, and having her on, it can't hurt. They need something, and I think that's a good one. I think the shows have been better lately, right? They've been better than they were in the last couple of months, but it takes time. It takes time to sell tickets.
as our friend Suit Williams, who's actually in the chat tonight.
Suit's
Suit,
in the chat.
welcome to the chat. Yeah, Suit's in the chat. Bang bang Niner gang, Suit. So as Suit Williams will like to say, Tony Khan is booking for the sickos these days. He's booking for guys like us that they just want to see cool shit. That like, look, I don't know who the CMLL guys were, but I thought that was awesome. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
was fucking great. I saw that.
They're booking for dudes like us that just like to see like cool ass matches, and I like learning about new wrestlers that I've never heard of before. Like some people get offended by that. I haven't been seeing this guy for 10 years. Why would I care about this guy? I'm like, I'm seeing this guy for the first time. He looks awesome. Let me learn about this guy. Like he attacked Moxley. Okay, next week maybe I get a vignette. Maybe I learn his backstory. Like let me learn about all these guys. This is cool. You know, like they're booking for us right now.
I agree. I'll say this. Mystico is 1,000 times cooler after kicking John Moxley in the face in AEW than he ever was in the WWE as Sin Cara. He's 100%. already cooler than he was over there. I'm super stoked to see like this. I think we might get it because Tony hasn't done like a true invasion angle. I think maybe we get an invasion angle with CMLL and the BCC might pop into Arena Mexico because that's one of Brian's like itches that he needs to scratch. This could be a lot of fun. I'm real excited about what this could lead to.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that this big announcement is probably related to Forbidden Door, and doing a triple like Forbidden Door show, like New Japan, AEW, and CMLL all together, and then they're kind of introducing the CMLL stars on television, and I think they're slowly getting away from using the AAA stars. Yeah, I think it's time to move on from Commander. By the way, like I know everybody, I like that guy. Like he can do a couple cool moves. But in between those cool moves, he's not very good. I think it's probably time to just like, hey, go back to Conan, buddy, and come back in a year.
Like my Commander's signed to AEW. Commander is all elite.
Oh,
he's not signed.
I thought he was a AAA guy.
He is a AAA guy, but he is like Penta. Oh, okay. He got the graphic. Commander is all elite.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry, but
he's also like 22. He's a kid. Like Commander. He's gonna be good. He's just really young. You know who's really good though? You know who's really good? Mascara Dorada.
Yeah,
the new Mascara Dorada. That guy fucking rules, and I can't wait for you to see his stuff in the US, Mike. You're gonna love it. He's great.
I've actually seen some of Mascara Dorada, the new one. Okay. Because Grand Metalik was Mascara Dorada before, right?
The original.
Now he's just but now he's just Metalik. So I've seen the new one. The guy I have not ever seen, and I don't want to try to pronounce his name, but it's the guy that's wrestling Brian Danielson next week. So so someone put his name in the chat. I cannot. Dude, I know, like I can't, but I'm sorry. But that guy, I'm pretty interested in that guy.
I took Latin in high school. I didn't take Spanish. So yeah, Suit just put it in there. Mike, please pull it up.
Oh yeah, it's I'm actually pretty decent with pronouncing Spanish words. Hechiceto, that guy.
Hechiceto. I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah, I've never seen him work. Yeah. I'm very excited to watch him work.
Hechiceto.
Oh, thanks, King of the North. Hechiceto.
Yeah. Helping out the gringos. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, absolutely. But so I don't know if Bandito's a AAA guy, but I know that Roosh is going to CMLL. I know he's going to CMLL. Roosh is going to CMLL, right? Fenix, Fenix left AAA, and he said he's going to be a free agent. He might try to go back to CMLL. I think it's only a matter of time before Penta does the same, right? You would think that is, considering it. But I think that's the strategy: is get all of their luchadors to get away from AAA and then get over to CMLL, and then they can cut AAA out altogether. Oh, hold on, King of the North. Hold on, he's correct. He's not. I thought that Lucha Blog said that he was. Did I get that wrong? So King of the North is saying Roosh is absolutely not going back to CMLL. I thought that he said that. Okay, my bad.
I'm not. I don't know. I missed. I was kind of tuned out this week for a lot of stuff. I would like that if he did. I would love to see, because especially with the way TNA made a big deal out of their AAA relationship, which hasn't really gone anywhere as of yet. They made a real big deal about
JD. I'm going to correct you, JD, because Laredo Kid had 2 matches over the weekend and he lost both of them. So you could say the relationship has really
stronger than ever.
There.
So the relationship is as strong as it's ever been with TNA and AAA. Ain't nothing changed.
Yeah.
That's an old brace for Impact gag that you and I used to talk about how Laredo Kid is like the best guy here and never wins. And then
Yeah.
they brought him for one match in AEW, and he did more in AEW than he did the whole run in TNA. So, yeah, I do think you might be right. I do think they might be trying to get away, like really get away from this. The problem is they really like Vikingo. Tony
Yeah.
loves Vikingo, and I get it. Vikingo fucking rules, and he's the mega champion, which again doesn't mean as much as you might think it means in AAA. But whatever. I'm excited. If you're correct, and we do get I think that's good. I think it's a good guess too that we would get a forbidden door between those three companies, and the AAA guys could take a vacation for a month. Like I think it could be it could be a lot of fun. Could be a lot of fun actually.
Yeah. I think that would be an awesome show.
Okada, hold on. If they were to do that, if you are to do a forbidden door with with CMLL, New Japan, and AEW, you have to run it in a city with a heavy Mexican population. You have to.
Yeah.
Like you have to run a town like a Houston or Chicago or something that has like strong. LA would be a great one. Some city with strong ties. We can't. This one can't run in like Seattle or something like that. And at the Seattle, I don't know if I apologize, but like you just need to run a town that like has lucha ties. Like be smart.
I got a great idea. Alamo Dome. I think that would be cool.
That would fucking rule.
They could probably do that. Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, San Antonio would love that. All right, let's go to Okada. So he remains a free agent, but all signs are pointing to why did I put AEW? All signs point to AEW. So he officially hired Barry Bloom as his agent. They were actually together at the TNA tapings. TNA fans, he's not going there. Don't do it. Don't start. Don't do it. Start with me. He is not going there. In fact, JD, did you catch any of Okada's return to TNA last week? Like at all?
I just told you I was on a break from watching wrestling this week. No, I did not.
Dude, he is the greatest professional wrestling legend of all time. You want to know what he did in this match?
No, tell me.
He not a goddamn thing. he got knocked off the apron a couple of times. He mixed it up with Moose a little bit because they do have a little bit of a history from the Ring of Honor days. So he mixed it up with Moose a little bit. He came in the end, hit a Rainmaker on Brian Myers, and then Alex Shelley hit his move and then pinned him, and then it was over. And it went like 13 minutes, and then he gave a speech afterwards. I was like, man, Okada did nothing. And I was like, and I'm not even mad because everybody else did all the work and they were great. And I'm like, at the end of it, I was like, I just respect Okada more. He's like, hey, look, if you're gonna make me go to TNA, he goes like, you make me go to TNA, I'm not doing anything. And he didn't.
Cash in a paycheck, man. Kazuchika Hogan strikes again.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, they wanted him to work a full match, and he said that doesn't work for me, brother.
That's what work for me. He stroked his imaginary goatee and said that doesn't work for me, brother. Oh God.
But
AEW bound. AEW bound.
Well,
right.
Well, Dave is reporting that the AEW offer is much higher at this point than WWE, and he said WWE sources said that they think that if he really wants to go to WWE, he just will for the price that they are giving him. So they're essentially just telling him to go to AEW, is what it sounds like to me.
They're giving him the Mercedes treatment, which
I
don't know. I mean, in all honesty, I didn't think I said this for the last month. I don't think WWE is a great fit for him. Like he's not Nakamura. And I don't think he can look at Nakamura's run and be like, yeah, man, that's what I want to do. Like, unless you want to retire. And I don't get the vibe that Okada wants to retire necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, I think that he wants to come here and work.
Yeah. I don't think the WWE fans would have embraced him all that much. And I have a little bit of evidence that suggests that. Because the YouTube video from his TNA match last week was tripled by the Nick Nemeth match that Nick Nemeth had with Zachary Wentz last week. So, and like Okada was in there with Moose, the world heavyweight champion, but Nemeth's match was at like 400,000 views versus Okada's match was at like 150,000 views. Like it was like a stark difference. Like WWE fans, they don't really know him that well. They're probably not going to like. Eventually, they would embrace them because they're just very tribalistic. Like they're like, hey, you're part of the team now. We're going to get behind you. But they wouldn't have known him the way that they know like your typical WWE type of person. You know.
Like when not, I remember when Nakamura showed up in NXT, he got a decent reaction for they had a little phone interview reveal when they first said
Yeah.
Okada was going to wrestle Sami Zayn. That was pretty cool. And then by the end of that match, he was super over. But that was an AEW crowd basically at those old NXT shows, right? So
No,
it's different.
they were.
But it took him a while to kind of acclimate to WWE. And I don't think Nakamura's ever really quite acclimated to WWE, right? Like he's been good, but I mean, like when he came in, people thought he was going to be like a generational talent. Like this was like a massive signing when Nakamura signed. I remember telling my buddy Pete, I was like, dude, this guy is unbelievable. He's unreal. You're not gonna. It's gonna blow your mind when he comes here. And he's just been like an upper mid carder when he's been used, right? And it's just like, I thought you might have a perennial main eventer with Nakamura, and then maybe it's part of that's on Nakamura too, because I mean, like he certainly doesn't work like New Japan Nakamura. So I don't know if that's what Okada wants to do. You know, he seems like he wants to still be awesome and just build his brand in the US. And I think AEW would probably be a better fit for him because Okada works like, what's Okada do? Okada does like 60-minute or like 30-minute matches every time he wrestles. He could do that on SmackDown.
No,
you know, like
he's not getting that much time on pay. Yeah, he would rarely get that time on pay-per-view. Now WWE has done a better job of not having as many matches on their pay-per-views, and their pay-per-views are much shorter. I mean, Royal Rumble was 4 matches, and of course 2 of them were an hour long. So they have done a better job at that, but they have just so many people. It's going to be hard to kind of come in and supplant a lot of their talent. And look, AEW is deep as hell too. I think the perfect place for Okada to go to is right back to New Japan, but that's just not happening. He's not interested. So if he's going to come to the US and he wants to stake his claim here, I think AEW is the best fit for him. And also AEW schedule, they will let him go back to Japan often, and he'll probably be able to work some New Japan shows if New Japan even wants him back. I don't know.
Our secret friend just texted the two of us, and I found it on my Apple Watch. So Okada, I'm not no names. Okada has less value to WWE because they have to build him from the ground up to those fans for the most part. It's sound strategy to hold firm to an offer and simply try to drive his price up on Tony if he wants to come. If not, okay, no names. As a smart person though, I have no follow up on that.
Yeah, he shall remain nameless. So I do agree. I do agree with that. Will Ospreay, on the other hand, I think they would have taken to him rather quickly. Ospreay, I think that.
Oh, in a WWE, he
has WWE. He has WWE level like type charisma. He would have gotten over day one. 100%. They would have treated him like he was Cody Rhodes. Like they probably would have, right?
100%.
So Okada would be a little bit different, and that's just their audience, and it's not a knock on the audience. They're just kind of, there's so much WWE to watch. They kind of just stick with that, right? And so, and I totally get it.